Yo! Here's how I profitably 6x my client's webinar ad spend budget. What if I told you I just helped a client scale their webinar budget from $2,500 to $15,000 per event while maintaining a 3.5x to 4x return on ad spend the entire time? And we did it in just 3 to 4 months. Today, I'm breaking down the exact step-by-step process we use to 6x this client's webinar spend while keeping a healthy ROAS. If you're running webinars or thinking about it, this case study is going to show you exactly how to scale profitable paid traffic campaigns, specifically on Meta. I'll walk you through our 5-phase scaling strategy, the 3 key tactics that kept our costs low while conversion stayed high, and why this took multiple months of testing rather than a quick overnight win. Okay, so the first phase is validation. Before we touched a single dollar of ad spend, we did something most people skip. We validated the offer to warm traffic. And I mean really validated it. We tested this new offer to his existing email list and social media followers first. No paid ads yet. We needed to see if people who already knew and trusted him would actually buy this thing. Because here's the thing, if your offer doesn't convert to warm traffic, it's definitely not going to convert to cold paid traffic. We see so many people jump straight to Facebook ads with an untested offer and burn through thousands of dollars. The warm traffic test worked. People were buying, the webinar format was engaging, and we had our green light to move to paid traffic. Moving on to phase 2, which is initial testing. We started with $2,500 per webinar, not 10 grand, not 5 grand, $2,500. We ran 2 webinars at this spend level and saw an average of a 4x return on ad spend. That means for every dollar we spent on ads, we made $4 back. That's profitable. But more importantly, it gave us data. These first 2 webinars taught us which creatives were working, which messaging was resonating, and what our cost per registration looked like. We identified winning ad angles and started building our optimization playbook. Most people want to scale immediately after one good result. We resisted the urge. 2 data points gave us confidence, but we needed to prove it was repeatable before increasing spend fully. Phase 3 is the first scale. For webinars 3 and 4, we doubled the budget to $5,000 each. But we didn't just throw more money at the same ads. We took the creatives and messaging that converted in phase 2 and built upon them. New variations of winning angles, different creative executions of the same core messages that we knew worked. Still seeing that 4x ROAS. Show up rates stayed consistent, close rates stayed the same. This told us we had something very scalable, not just a lucky break. The most important lesson here was that our offer had legs. When you can increase spend by 100% and maintain the same metrics, you know you're onto something real. Moving on to phase 4, which is confidence building. Webinars 5 and 6, we pushed the budget to $7,500 for each webinar. This is where things got interesting. We maintained similar show up rates and close rates while still seeing strong profitability. The 4x ROAS was surprisingly able to hold steady. At this point, we knew we had a winning system. This phase was about building confidence, both ours and the clients. And when you're about to spend 15 grand on a single webinar, you best be sure it's gonna work. This brings us to phase 5, which is maximum scale. Doesn't mean that we've hit a cap yet, it just means we're really scaling this. We doubled again to $15,000 per webinar and did it twice. This is where we learned something very important about scaling limits. We saw a slight dip in our show up rates, but close rates still stayed around the same. Our ROAS did drop to 3.5x instead of 4, which is still very profitable, but not quite the 4x we were seeing before. When you're spending $15,000 in a 5-day window, our CPM started to creep up, which caused our lead cost to go up as well. You're buying more inventory and Facebook starts charging you more for that reach. Even with the slight dip, we're talking about a 3.5x return on a $15,000 investment. That's still $52,500 in revenue per webinar. The client was still very happy. These were the 3 tactics that made this possible. This isn't about changing copy on the same ad. We're talking about completely different visual scenarios, different settings, different hooks while keeping the core messaging that we know converts. Same message, totally different presentation. This fights ad fatigue and keeps costs low as you scale. Also, every custom audience gives you 11 different lookalike audiences to test. We hit every pocket. When you're spending 15 grand per webinar in such a short time, 5 days, you need that reach, and lookalikes give us quality traffic at scale, have a lot of different audiences to test. Third, we started above the fold. That's always priority number 1. But once we couldn't beat our control, we moved down the page. Small improvements in conversion rate on the landing page have massive impacts when you're spending this much. But I want to give a reality check real quick. We got lucky with this offer. The client was already great at webinars and the market fit was there from day 1. Most times it takes multiple webinars and multiple offer iterations to get profitable. This was the exception, not the rule. When you find the right offer for the right market, webinars can be incredibly scalable. I've even spent over 100K on single webinars when the total addressable market is right. So here's the bottom line. Webinars still work in 2025, but you need the right offer for the right market. Start small, validate, then scale systematically. I'm curious what's been your experience scaling webinar campaigns, but drop your biggest win or biggest lesson in the comments below. I read every single one personally. I respond to everyone personally. And if you want more case studies like this, hit that subscribe button with the bell notification. It means more than you think. I share real numbers and real strategies every single week.